Well, taking place every summer since 1955, it's one of the oldest and most prestigious cultural events in the Middle East. The Baalbeck International Festival has issued an open letter calling for the protection of the city and its archaeological heritage. Its president, Nayla De Freige, is here with us in studio this evening. Nayla, thank you so much for coming in to us.
France 24 to be there.
You're very welcome. We're very glad to have you. We heard from people in that report, Lebanese people fleeing Baalbeck. Describe the situation. You left the country 2 weeks ago. Describe the situation for people who are still there.
Yes, I have to talk about this place that is Baalbeck, which is devastated, especially these 2-3 last days. I talked to an NGO who is working on the ground before coming to the studios, and really they say that more than 60-70% of the population have left the town because the alerts, they're asking to go. They give them maybe sometimes half an hour or 1 hour to leave their houses. But what is happening is that these people are often not finding places where to go because the places around are full. They are sleeping in their cars. They are sleeping on the streets, and sometimes they come back because they prefer to stay in their houses, even if it's very dangerous. So it's a situation that absolutely is terrible. And we wrote an open letter to talk to the international institution to ask to stop, especially to stop these bombings on the city of Baalbeck, and especially on the World Heritage Acropolis, the place where you have very old antiquities. The Acropolis of Baalbeck is all the places is testimony of 11,000 years of culture, of history. And we have Phoenicians, Romans, Byzantines, Arab vestige. So it's very important to protect them. And last week, there is a bomb that fell on one of the historical monuments. So it's called the renowned Gouro Barak, which is on the wall that protects the Acropolis. And it's not only that this wall was broken, but you have all the dark smokes, all the shakes of the bombs. I know because I live at Hazmiye, which is a hill above Beirut, the Dahieh, where we had strong bombings. The bombings can be very far, but the whole building moves. So imagine when the bombs get close to this Acropolis, what will happen to it? We just remember the horrible things that we saw in Palmyre, for example, when the site was, a part of the site was destroyed. When we see in Afghanistan with the Buddhas. So we're really afraid, and we wrote this open letter to the institution. I think that UNESCO can do a lot. I think that the foreign embassies can do a lot. The foreign countries, they can do a lot. I think if we this call is to tell them not only write or speak, but go to action. And I know that our ambassador at UNESCO, the Lebanese ambassador called Dr. Mustafa Adib, is working a lot to try to convince UNESCO to do something. And there is a special meeting that is organized for the 18th of November to take bigger protection measures for the site and the World Heritage Place of Baalbeck. And I think this is very important. In our open letter, our brand was Baalbeck is the city of the sun, and we don't want it to be the city of the dark. And I hope that this message will reach all the institutions and the persons who love all the patrimonial wealth to protect it. And this is our main action now during these few days, and we hope that it will reach the maximum of person and really have a call to action.
And how exactly can it be protected, and why do you think Israeli bombs are falling so close to that area?
I don't think Israel did it on purpose. This is my opinion. Maybe some people would tell you the opposite. But a war is a war. And sometimes you don't have, you don't care about some limits. And if somebody comes and tell you there are some limits that you cannot, you have to, of course, we would prefer a ceasefire. We would prefer to stop the war. What I was saying 2 minutes ago to one of your colleagues is that, for example, this year we couldn't do a festival in Baalbeck. Our festival is 75. Next year it will be 75 years old. So imagine, it's also part of the heritage, of the cultural heritage. You have the visible and the invisible cultural, how do you say, patrimonial wealth. So it's important to protect both of them. And our festival is part of it. But what we had to do this year, we couldn't organize a festival in Baalbeck because for security reasons. We went to Beirut. We did one symbolic event inside a theater, which is a theater that belongs to artists from Baalbeck called the Bekaa family. It's a dance troupe, very famous in Lebanon. And this is where we did a double concert with a group of Palestinian musicians, of oud players called Trio Gibran, and Sharbi Rouhana, who is a Lebanese oud player also. So it was a message to say that music should be stronger than the weapons. And I think it's important.
And have people working with the festival, people that you know, been impacted directly by this conflict, by what's happening?
Some of them, yes. Some of them are. I know that let's say the person in charge of the archaeologue of the place was in Baalbeck during the whole period. I know that she left only 1 day ago. We have some people that are guards of the Acropolis. I talked to them. They sent their family to some other places, safer places. And when I asked one of them, "Why you stay? You're not afraid?" He said, "No, I want to sleep in my bed. I cannot accept the idea of living and being living in bad condition. I prefer to. I'm not." I don't know. I prefer that. I talked to one of our great poets, called Arabic poet, Lebanese poet, called Talal Haidar. He lives in a town close to Baalbeck, was bombed also 2 days ago. He told me, I talked to him this afternoon. He told me, 9 people died in my town, but I will stay because I prefer to stay at my home and not leave it. And I'm not afraid.
Very difficult choice for people to make.
This is what the stories that we listen in our country. This is why this letter, open letter, is very important to tell the people to try to stop the disaster that is going on, especially on the World Heritage Acropolis and all what is around it.
Nayla, we'll have to leave it there for now. We do really appreciate you coming into studio to speak with us this evening. That is Nayla De Freige, President of the Baalbeck International Festival in Lebanon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, as US officials